Hey, what's up? It's Janice.
Alex. It's Darren.
This is Quentin.
And Mikey.
From Mean Mistreater, and you're listening to What's Metal?
Yeah, welcome to Göppingen Rock City, guys, and thanks for being here, of course. And tonight's show is part of your very first European tour, and this is, please correct me if I'm wrong, the last gig of the tour. And how was it so far?
Totally awesome. It's been kick-ass. Every show's been great, and we absolutely love Europe.
That's great to hear. I was in Essen yesterday at the Dying Victims attack, and I have to say I was absolutely overwhelmed by your energy. I mean, in a positive way, of course. And yeah, I'm very, very, very happy to see you again here. I'm afraid that the venue will like fall apart at the end, but yeah.
That's the goal, man. That's the goal.
But yeah, let's see how it goes. Yeah. And in which countries did you play then in this tour? And did the audience have like different reactions? Not only from country to country, but also compared to the US, what are you used to?
This tour we played in Belgium, Netherlands, and Germany. And Germany was by far the wildest crowd, that we saw this tour.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, cool. I hope tonight will be as wild as you know that. Yeah, so first of all, I believe not many of our listeners know actually Mean Mistreater, since it's a pretty recent band, let's say. Can you tell us more about how the band came to life, and who inspired your music, and who is the Mean Mistreater actually?
Well, man, this band has been in our minds and hearts for a while, and during COVID we were hoping to get this going, but obviously that didn't work. Alex and I wanted to start a band really bad, and we were playing with the previous drummer. We ran into Quentin in San Antonio and saw him play and was really stoked and wanted him to join our camp. And then we got one of my oldest buddies, Theron, out here, and then this fucking animal, Mikey, to join the band. We're fucking so stoked. But yeah, Mean Mistreater is basically a band that plays music that we like to fucking listen to. I like listening to all this music. We all enjoy it. And the name Mean Mistreater was actually a Muddy Waters song back in the day, and then Grand Funk Railroad adopted the song title as well, so I felt in a linear way we could bring that cool ass name to a metal band. So that's I guess we're all the Mean Mistreaters. Yeah.
Yeah, and your second album, Do or Die, just came out via Dying Victims Records, so that's why you were playing at the Dying Victims attack yesterday.
Yeah.
And how is the reception of the album going so far? And did you notice any improvements compared to the previous album, for example?
I definitely say Do or Die took off in a really beautiful way. And that's definitely in part to do with the support we've had from Dying Victims, but I think compared to Razor Wire, we really became a lot more focused in the direction that we wanted to go to. And it definitely seems like Do or Die is definitely more welcomed with open arms here in Europe, but both albums have done great.
How did you get in touch with this German label, with Dying Victims, and how did your cooperation start?
Well, Dying Victims has been on our radar for a while now as being one of the coolest German underground heavy metal labels. And just so happens that Florian, the Dying Victims boss, you could say, was going to Hell's Heroes Fest in Houston, which is only about 3 hours from us in Austin. And we ended up sealing the deal there after a weekend of heavy metal. Yeah.
we became friends really quick, let's just say that.
Yeah, I can totally understand that. And the previous album, Razor Wire, just came out 1 year ago, and you already released its successor. And can you tell us more about this choice? And are you planning to release like one or more albums a year, like for example Hunt is doing, or is this a casualty? Is this casual?
Yeah, we always got like riffs and ideas flowing. It's just nonstop. It's kind of like flows through our veins, Yeah. So. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's like one of the lyrics to our songs is you can't stop once the rock is hot, because it's true. If you got fuel in the tank, you better hit that fucking pedal, right?
Great. What I also wanted to ask you is were the two albums actually originally conceived as a single album? Because I'm asking this because after listening to both albums a few times in a row, I somehow got the impression that I was still listening to the same album that was like split in two due to time constraints. Is my impression correct, or what would you say about that?
I would say that, no, I think each album has its own idea and its own complete thought and kind of vision. I feel like, we kind of go with the all killer, no filler kind of vibe where we're not trying to take up your time or your space, I felt, and I think all of us could agree that first album was complete. Like, we didn't need to add anything else. And actually goes for the second record too. I think that, the message was there, the power was there, and I didn't want to take that away, basically.
And could you please tell us more about the topics of the lyrics and how your songs come to life? So, for example, how do you approach songwriting? Do you prioritize lyrical themes around which the music develops, or does the music come first?
Well, I think I'm always thinking about lyrics. I'm always having my own opinions, and right now the social climate of this entire world is full of songwriting material, if you will. We all have our own views on things, and as far as the way that these songs are conceived, these guys just spit out riffs like crazy. I mean, so I would be lying if we didn't write a few of these songs on the album in like a day, but I tend to just listen to the music and from there get a feeling of what I want to write about, and all of my lyrics, especially in the newest album, are a reflection on more like a response to what's happening in our country and all over the world, and anger, and kind of giving people a little bit of hope, because if you stick together, then we have the power. Don't let them fucking take it away from us, basically. And as a woman, singing in a band, I don't want to just be a female-fronted band. I want to be a woman with power and with the ability to give other women and other people power. So, yeah, totally.
Yeah, and looking at the cover artwork of both of your albums, we can immediately notice that similarities, let's say. That is the same skull with the open mouth. Is it like a kind of mascot, like Hedy or Snaggletooth? Is it becoming like that? Or, can you tell us more about this choice and the artist behind this artwork?
Both artworks were done by the same artist, Edgar Regalado, who's another Texas native. But, like you said earlier, the album 2 almost feels like a continuation of album 1, and in that regard we wanted to keep the artwork in the similar vein, maybe just a bit more focused.
But we're definitely keeping him around. I think he's going to be something you'll be seeing on all of our album covers, and it's badass looking, and it's recognizable, and I think that's something that a lot of bands should and could be doing. Just if you see one of our album covers, that it's from us, kind of like Iron Maiden or, like you said, Motorhead. Kind of, it just helps a little bit of consistency.
And regarding music, would you say that Mean Mistreater could feel part of this like so-called new wave of traditional heavy metal scene? Or do you think that there is a proper scene or movement in this context?
So I would definitely say there's a lot of those bands within the new wave of traditional heavy metal that are both influences and peers. But I would also say we're all kind of in our own realm of what we listen to. We all have our own tastes, but I think the beauty of it is we take a multitude of influences and combine them into one. Some of us like Motorhead, some of us like Grand Funk, some of us like Korn, and I like Wasp, so it's I do too. Yeah, we all like Wasp. Who doesn't?
I just want to add that I feel like we're like Motorhead, we got along with the punks and the metalheads, I feel like we can cross over and just bro down with everybody,
Yeah,
totally.
And that's the way we want it,
Yep. Well said.
Do you have any favorite bands from this new wave of traditional heavy metal scene, or friends bands that you would like to recommend, or bands you played with, or whatever?
Damn it! If I miss out on some of my friends' bands, they're gonna get pissed.
Sorry, it was a tricky question.
No, it's okay. Right off the bat, for me, we can go around and talk about it, but right now, like, I'm super stoked on Iron Curtain from Spain. They have that similar kind of pounding metal vibe where it's just so much energy, and yeah, it gives me a lot of Motorhead reference too. I don't know. I think more people need to be listening to them in the United States for sure. I'm trying to get people to get them on fests out there so they can spread their music around. But what about you, Alex?
Just to name a few: Savage Master, Sanhedrin, Lady Beast.
Damn it! See, they're gonna get pissed. I thought we were saying one. I'm just kidding.
No, let's say 'em all.
Say whatever you want.
And of course, I mean, there's all the amazing bands that are over here, bands that are on our label, like, Demon Spell, really fucking cool. Of course, Butcher is a really, really big influence on me. They're insanely talented, but even in the US, there's bands like Overdose who are really taking that traditional vein and keeping going. Similar with like Warhawk. Warhawk's awesome.
I'm old and I don't know anything about new music.
Yeah. And yeah, Janice, question to you. As a woman in the as a woman in the heavy metal scene, do you think that the role of women in metal has changed in the last couple of years?
Well, I sure hope it. Sure hope it changes. It's been a novelty for so long, but there's been the queens like Doro and Leather Leone and a lot of other women that kind of paved the way, and I feel like it kind of fell off. And now there's like the bands that he just brought up, all our friends from back home. There's a lot of women out here that are doing it, and I feel like we're coming back, and we're not just the ladies in the band. We are the band too, and that's great. And women are really strong, and we should be heard.
And how do you feel about being the front woman of a heavy metal band?
I love it. It's what I was born to do. I've been doing it for a long time, and I was just telling the dudes yesterday, I was like, man, I feel like I can actually just be exactly who I am on stage, and it's so powerful for me to be able to speak for myself and also give younger women out there a visual representation of a woman taking charge of her own life and having a voice, you know?
And that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Be yourself.
Yeah.
Be
Don't try to be like
yourself,
anyone else, you know? Like,
Exactly.
if you're feeling a certain way, just say it, and don't be scared, you know?
And who is your biggest inspiration as a singer? I mean, is there someone who made you say at some point of your life, I want to sing in a heavy metal band?
Leather Leone from Chastain. I already knew that when you were starting to ask the question. Yeah, I mean, she's my idol, I guess you could say, and she's also from San Francisco, or lived there forever and had that band. But I've been in love with her band, and I saw that she's touring a lot now, and I'm hoping one day I get to meet her and maybe play with them. That would be awesome.
Why not?
Yeah.
Hopefully it will happen soon.
Hey, Leather, if you're listening to this, hit me up, girl.
We will send this to her.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we will send it. What can fans expect from Mean Mistreater tonight and in the near future, let's say? Will your music keep the same, like, in-your-face attitude, and will there be another album next year?
Oh, tonight's gonna be the big finale, so I hope people are ready, right? Yeah. Right, guys?
I am so ready, I tell you.
Yeah. And
my neck doesn't hurt anymore, so I'm ready to go.
We're gonna fix that. Yeah, I mean, shit, next year we'll probably be back out here. We're already working on a new tour. And yeah, you'll be hearing some new music from us soon, so stay tuned.
Yeah, we will, definitely. So I have one last question for you guys, and the last question is always the same. The radio station and the YouTube channel are called What's Metal? So I'm going to ask you, what is metal for you? Is it something you can describe?
Metal, I think, is more than anything, it's a way of life for a lot of us. You know, a lot of us are outcasts or people that don't fit into society, or people who just wanted to find a community, and this is not only a place for us to do that, but it's something that, you know, you can meet someone you've never met before. And I've experienced this on this whole tour where you talk about one band and then you're best friends, you know. I think we could all even chime in on that.
I mean, yeah, that's totally it. You know, it was finding, you know, getting in where you fit in, you know. I mean, that's the way it's always been for me, so yeah.
Well,
Metal's it's an attitude. It's a way of life, as Quentin was saying.
Yeah.
It's a way for people. I mean, hell, we're in Europe. We've been to a few countries that do not speak English, and yet they're here jamming, and we're all having a good time in these intimate, very close quarters
Yeah.
shows that we've been playing. So metal is just another way to love each other and continue.
Yeah, Mikey.
Yes.
Well, yeah, what they said, man.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was enough said.
I mean,
No
yeah, I'd
words
probably just say
needed.
the same thing.
Yeah, so no words needed. Then thank you very much for your time, guys.
Of course, thank you. We love what's better.